The United States is currently tracking more than 650 potential UFOs. These unidentified anomalous phenomena are monitored directly by the Pentagon, appearing in military cockpit videos and sensor data as objects that operate outside our known laws of propulsion. Since the 1940s, the extraterrestrial hypothesis has reigned as the dominant explanation. It assumes that these craft represent visitors from advanced civilizations in distant parts of space. Yet this assumption faces a staggering empirical hurdle. Decades of searching the stars with our most sensitive equipment have returned nothing. Deep space is silent. This silence implies that we are looking for answers in the wrong place. Our instruments are working. It is our perspective that requires adjustment. In 2005, author and futurist Mac Tonnies proposed shifting our gaze from the stars to the Earth itself. Tonnies detailed a crypto-terrestrial hypothesis. He theorized that these entities are actually an indigenous, technologically advanced humanoid species, a sister race that has coexisted with humans for an unknown period. To survive alongside a numerically superior and often violent human population, this species would have to master the art of deception, existing in what researchers call distinct stealth. Their habitats would be located in the planet's remaining blind spots. Earth contains vast underground cavern systems, some reaching depths of over 2,000 meters, which could house a sequestered culture entirely isolated from the surface world. Secondary sanctuaries likely exist in the abyssal depths of the ocean. For a civilization born in these trenches, the sky would be an abstract concept, yet they would possess the technological means to monitor human activity from below. This reframes the alien as a local inhabitant, a neighbor we have simply failed to recognize. Witness reports from the last 80 years are remarkably consistent. These entities are ubiquitously described as humanoid, possessing the same bipedal structure, 2 arms, and facial arrangement as ourselves. This creates a biological paradox. It's statistically near impossible for separate evolution on another planet to result in an exact humanoid match. Convergent evolution suggests this similarity requires a shared genetic lineage. The bipedal blueprint implies these beings belong to our own evolutionary tree. If we follow the data of their anatomy, the conclusion that they originated on this planet becomes more parsimonious than the idea they traveled light years to get here. This leads to an obvious question. If these entities are from Earth, why do they consistently present themselves as travelers from other worlds? Tonnies argued that these beings intentionally misrepresent themselves as extraterrestrials. He called this the alien mask, a psychological counterintelligence operation designed to divert human suspicion away from their local habitats. By adopting this mask, they leverage our own cultural and scientific expectations. If we are convinced they are from the stars, we stop looking for their bases in our oceans and mountains. The extraterrestrial narrative serves as an active camouflage, allowing a vulnerable terrestrial intelligence to operate in plain sight, while keeping its true home secure. In 2024, this theory moved from the fringes into formal academic study. Researchers from Harvard and Montana Technological University published a paper arguing for scientific openness to the crypto-terrestrial hypothesis as a viable explanation for UAPs. The authors identify 4 subvariants. The first involves human crypto-terrestrials, technologically advanced remnants of an ancient human civilization, perhaps the source of Atlantis myths, that survived a prehistoric cataclysm by retreating underground. The second variant considers a non-human species, such as an advanced hominid or theropod, that evolved on Earth long before us and developed the technology to remain hidden as our own ancestors emerged. A third possibility involves extraterrestrials, time travelers from the human future, or ancient aliens who established permanent, concealed terrestrial bases millennia ago and never left. These frameworks demonstrate that the scientific community is beginning to categorize phenomena that were previously dismissed as pure fiction. The final variant explores magical cryptoterrestrials. This theory suggests that modern UAP encounters are a high-tech manifestation of the same entities described in folklore for centuries as fairies, elves, and gnomes. This research is a call for epistemic humility. It highlights the extensive limits of our geological knowledge and the reality that whole swaths of our planet remain virtually unexplored. We have spent nearly a century looking at the stars to solve the mystery of the other, but the answer may not be light years away. It may be waiting directly beneath our feet. To fairly apply Occam's razor, we have to determine if Earth actually possesses the geological and geographical blind spots required to hide an entire civilization. Astrophysicists often point to the Silurian hypothesis. Over a span of millions of years, tectonic recycling, glaciation, and erosion would grind the physical traces of any past industrial civilization to dust. Even our own record of human evolution is fragile. Discoveries consistently expose massive gaps, forcing us to move the dates of our origins by hundreds of thousands of years. This photograph shows Göbekli Tepe. It dates back 11,000 years, proving humans built massive stone temples 6,000 years before the Great Pyramid of Giza. And here is a wide view of Colombo Falls in Zambia. Beneath these waters, archaeologists found interlocking wooden structures built 500,000 years ago, hundreds of thousands of years before the arrival of modern humans. Off the coast of Japan, this photo shows divers examining Yonaguni-jima. The massive 90-degree right angles of these underwater terraces fuel a debate. Are they natural formations or structures swallowed by the sea at the end of the last ice age? If the planet's geological machinery naturally destroys physical evidence, then a lack of ancient technological artifacts is exactly what we should expect to find. We also have a massive spatial blind spot. As this grid map illustrates, over 80% of Earth's deep oceans remain entirely unmapped and unexplored by human eyes. Military sonar systems are often the only tools penetrating this void. This topography readout shows an anomalous target moving with a level of speed and agility that our own technology cannot match. In 1987, a New Zealand frigate tracked an 800-foot-long unidentified submersible object moving at nearly 3,000 miles per hour underwater. This is the USS Nimitz. In 2004, pilots here watched a tic-tac anomaly dock with a massive cross-shaped object churning just below the ocean's surface. This satellite view shows Puerto Rico and the dark blue trench line offshore. Here, Navy personnel encountered an anomaly over the 22,000-foot-deep Puerto Rico Trench. An island-sized circular craft rose up and sucked a test missile back into the abyss. Crafts operating flawlessly in the planet's most inaccessible depths provide the physical evidence needed to support a theory of deep-sea concealment. Bringing back our scale, we weigh the difficulty of traversing billions of light-years against an intelligence hiding in unmapped trenches. Hiding in a trench on a planet that recycles its crust requires far fewer leaps of faith than breaking the speed of light. Without captured physical artifacts, the crypto-terrestrial hypothesis remains a speculative thought experiment. But it demands epistemic humility, an admission of how little we actually know about our own biosphere.